Mrs. Lata Gopalakrishnan has been a teacher and a journalist. She has had an extensive work experience across 2 countries. She is concerned today about how the freedom of expression, as granted by our Constitution, has succumbed to many other priorities. However, she says there is an order in all this chaos, and that order is the hope that the new generation can bring in. Jai Hind.
I started my career as a professor of English in Madurai after I finished studying, and took to writing even before that, being English literature and all that. So all the time I used to write a lot. But when it came to publishing and all that, it happened only in the Gulf. After my marriage, I reached the Gulf in September 1985. And I was in Saudi Arabia first. There I continued being a teacher of English for students, both college as well as school, first school and then college. Then coming to Dubai in 1990, I completed again some more years as teacher. But that's when I started dabbling in writing for the press there. It started off with lifestyle articles, interviewing people and then writing about their lives and things like that. But soon it was more of a very interesting feature, very intense research-oriented features. So that sometimes it deals with government organizations, which were like the Dubai Chamber of Commerce. Now they celebrated their 40th anniversary. Now this is a very young country, UAE, United Arab Emirates is a very young country. They became a country only in 1971. And as a journalist, I'm looking at journalism here and there, as you have said, but as a journalist, I never felt threatened in any way to do my duties, never. The only direction which we got from Gulf News, for which I wrote, whether it was Gulf News or Khalij Times, these are the two main papers there. I have written for both of them. And the only instruction we get is don't play with the royal family. Don't write about the royal family. You can write about anything else. About companies, about organizations, about how something is not being run properly, how the real estate mafia is taking over, all that we could write. But we could not write anything about the president or the vice president. That was no for us. So if we are writing anything like that, that has to go back to the editor, and the editor usually would edit it out, or that will not come. That's the only way. But whenever we are doing our work, whether it is even night, there is a press conference, anything, attending that was not a problem. We never felt threatened, or we never felt, unsafe anywhere at any time in these many years. Now, I left UAE in 2018 and reached here. Now, here what I feel now, because I read the paper regularly, I watch television to a certain extent, but television is very upsetting. The media here is so polarized. So polarized. So some of them just speak the government's language. And some of them, they try, but then they are again threatened with the freedom of expression is not given to them. And that is of major concern to us. We, in the UAE, we used to look at India like a beacon of hope. Like, look at them, they can write everything, they can be so free, they can say what they want. They can talk about the Prime Minister, they can talk about anyone and then get away with it. The same thing we used to look at the US press. But then now I look at the US press, I look at the Indian press, I look at even the British press, which is supposed to be the freest of the whole lot. But there is big polarization going on around the world. It's not just in India. The freedom of expression is being threatened everywhere. If you look at examples also. Now earlier, if it was Khushwant Singh or Arun Shourie or anyone, they could write it and people would accept it and move on. Those who would accept it, they will accept it. Those who don't, they write again against it. That is all. And then everybody moves on with their life. Nobody goes and kills them or threatens them. But now, even the very brave ones who say what they want to say, next day they are being threatened. Today's paper, there is Dr. Bhargava, his name is, for a book that he has published. It's going into the 3rd edition now. He never had a problem. Suddenly someone got up and realized, okay, he's writing about the Ram Mandir, he's not allowed to do it. So where have we come as a country? That is of major concern to us. That is of major concern. Where is the fundamental right? Where is the right that the Constitution gives us, that we have the press has the right to write and say what they want without having the fear of being shot or dead or any of that. It is the fear that concerns me mainly. I feel bad for people who have the daring to write or speak and then get threatened. So I have never felt that anywhere till now, but in India now, sometimes when I think about it, is there hope? I wonder, is there hope? Will we come out of this? People say this too shall pass, but does it look like it passes? Because the powers that be are getting more powerful now. Fourth estate is one of the most important pillars of the Constitution of India, and any proper constitution, any great democracy does need the fourth estate. And what was the fourth estate when we started it? When we started it, as soon as we became independent, and even before that, even the Britishers, we should admire them for that. There was one section of the British press telling the truth to the Britishers, that what was happening in India. They were not just giving only the British side of it, they were also giving the Indian side of it. And we continued that tradition, which was fantastic at that time. We were telling them the truth. The fourth estate was telling them the truth, and the truth as it is, without giving them opinions. But right now, what is the press doing? We are giving opinions. We are telling people what to think. And with this powerful medium of the television, the fourth estate has become just mouthpieces of the powerful. What has happened now is they are the mouthpieces of the powerful people. The other voices, the dissenting voices, are almost nil. They are not even heard. And it is seen that they are suppressed. They are not given anything. So what the main, the pillar, as you say, the fourth estate of a working large democracy like ours, what can we do to bring it back? What can the new generation do? New journalists today should be given that responsibility to bring out the real scene and then tell the truth to the people. This is how it is. But what has happened to the journalists now? The ones who say the truth are online. They are not on television even. You want to get the truth? Go to the Wire, which is on truth, which is online. Go to there's another one also. These are the people who give you the truth, and they are threatened again. But because they are online, till now there is not too much of restrictions placed on the internet. They are surviving. But how long? We still don't know. So I cannot tell you how to conclude this problem or how we are going to face it, but it is all in the hands of the new generation. We are done. How much change can we bring? We don't know. But the new generation of students who are working to be journalists, who are journalists now, if they could take a stand, maybe there is hope.